We're here making money moves again. We're back at it. Finally, it's earlier, at least in George side. Uh, Over there, out here it's dark. Gets dark earlier. No more daylight savings, man. How you feel? No more daylight savings for you, because in the
Yeah,
Caribbean,
it doesn't
daylight
matter.
savings doesn't exist. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, I felt pretty tired this morning, so I guess it was catching me.
Mm. So when we're rolling, you were talking about the real estate stuff. Was
Yeah,
was was good.
yeah. So it's been a crazy week. We just closed on another property a couple of days ago, and one of the properties that we have, we've been having this issue with this crackhead, and basically she for the last like 2 months, I would say, she's been coming back to the property trying to, like, every time she does something, like she'll like steal a screen off of a window. She broke a window once. She stole our cameras, like our ring cameras. We had two ring cameras. Stole those. And she actually walked into the property once while our contractors were there, and just started being like, "Oh yeah, like I'm paying you guys," like just kind of like delusional. And she's just kind of like acting like she owns the place. Um, so it turns out that her family members used to own the place, and
Mm.
um, she's like, they sold it. Obviously, they sold it to us. Crackhead issues, yeah. So so they sold it to us. We've been fixing it. We've put like probably, I would say, $50,000 into it at this point. Oh, and I forgot to mention this. 3 days before we purchased the property, she burned down the garage. It was like a detached garage. Yeah, detached garage from the house. Burned it down, and then it like melted all the siding on the house. So we've been dealing with her for quite a while. More recently, the last 2 months, it's been getting worse. So we put another ring camera on the neighbor's house, and they thought, they stole the camera, so we couldn't tell like when they were at the property. But we got a notification that she was on the property, called up the cops, and every time we call the cops, they never do anything. But we were like telling them, like, look, you have to get her, like she's stolen stuff. Like, we started making a report, and she was in the backyard, and we have a fence. So she was inside the dumpster, just like taking stuff and throwing it outside the dumpster, just making a mess. And the cops got there, and we saw it on the camera. They had to like jump the fence, and then when they got back there, she was like, "Oh, can I help you?" She's like, uh, and every time she's like fooled other cops before. Like she's like, "Oh yeah, yeah, this is my property." So we spoke to them. We're like, "No, like, you know, that's it. You just arrest her, please, because she's been stealing stuff." So it was funny. We have photos of on the ring camera of like her in cuffs on the front porch with the cops walking her out, and it was on a Sunday, so I was available. So as soon as my partner told me, Jose, I was just like, dude, I'm going over there. Like, so I was flying on the highway, just went over there, got there, and she was like in the back of the cop car, and the cops were like, yeah, you got to tell her, that she's not welcome on this property anymore, and that, next time she comes on here, she's gonna get arrested. Um, so it was a crazy day, man. As soon as I started telling her too, like, I started talking because they rolled down the window, and I saw her face, and I was like, hey, so next time you step on this property, like, before I could even finish the sentence, she was like, blah, 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 like, started like acting crazy. so so I had to like stand there and just like tell her so that she could hear it. And then the cops were like, all right, yeah, that's good. And then they just took her off. Had to finish filling out the report. But yeah.
That sounds like a doozy.
Yeah, man. It was like an episode of Cops or something.
Damn, man. Now you see why I don't get into real estate like that, right?
It's fun, bro.
I mean, if you call that fun, I that seems like an outrageous waste of time to me.
Yeah. Uh,
My week was way more chiller than that. Um, yeah, even though my portfolio, specifically in the beginning of the week, it was like red as the sea of the Bible times.
yeah.
Uh, but it's been turning around slowly. Um, the only time I got like just slightly worried, it wasn't like really worried, but it was just like, let me double check, was in that time when um, Tesla like took a crazy ass dip. Like I think it went as low as like 619 or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And and I was just checking my margin. The only time I only got margin called was on Robinhood, but that one I don't care. Like I literally got margin called for like $20.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
just doesn't matter. But yeah, the M1 was the one that I was like, let me double check. But like things were fine. Everything's been bouncing back.
That's good.
Um, yeah, everything's been great. And yeah, man, just been like learning Portuguese now
Oh wow.
because
Yeah.
I'm getting ready for that, you know,
That
that
trip.
trip that trip to Rio
What
soon. Not
what are you
but
using to learn it?
so I'm doing a lot of different stuff right now. So right now I can't really fully concentrate as much as I would like to because I kind of so I have like almost ADD. I can't like do one thing. I have to do like a million things at the same time.
Mm,
Uh, and I've discovered I had that since I was a little kid, but as I'm older, I like face it a little bit more and realize like, oh, this is just something I have. Like I need to be juggling a lot of things in
yeah.
order for me to like feel alive. Because if not, then I'll feel like I'm a piece of shit and I'm not doing much. So so basically what I've mainly been focusing on like as of late is on how can I have a way where I'm doing a bunch of things in my day, but everything is like streamlined. So
Mm,
I'm not like thinking of like, oh, I have to do this or I have to do that. It's almost like I create almost a system and I just automatically follow it.
right.
So one thing I've been doing because I am now finally detaching myself a little bit more from like the stock market as like I was like very like let me check, let me check. But since I got my strategy down, at least of what I want to do or where I want to focus,
Hmm.
I don't have to put as much time and effort. Of course, I like to check it and see what's going on or whatever,
Yeah.
but I don't have to be as active as I've been in the past couple weeks.
Right.
Uh, because I'm now entering the phase of like doing some other stuff. But like for example, during the day, especially if I'm working at home, uh, there's times where, and I've realized this, and this is so important. Oh my god! So I've been like reading way more about vitamin D, and literally, I kid you not, bro. I could be like really sleepy,
Yeah.
and I just take my shirt off, go outside, get some sun for like 10, 15 minutes, energy, bro.
Yeah.
Like I feel super energized. And during that time, for example, now that I've been preaching about the them headphones things,
Yeah. Yeah.
I put them headphones on and then I just put a lesson of Portuguese. So
Mm,
now while I'm taking the sun, I'm also like practicing Portuguese. So I'm literally like seeing in what corners and what buckets of time. Like for example, when I'm in the car is a great time. When I'm in the gym is it also a good time. In the gym, typically I listen to a Portuguese podcast
mm,
and try to like decipher. Even though like the majority of the time I don't know what the heck they're saying,
yeah. Yeah.
like trying to decipher with my brain because it's similar to Spanish. That's the good thing. So there's
Right.
certain words that I do pick up. but it's definitely a more complicated language than I thought. Like I thought it was going to be like, oh, this is going to be easy,
Yeah, yeah,
but now that I'm like really submerging myself slowly into it, I'm like, oh yeah, this is tough, but in a way, it's fun because I like doing challenging things because they keep me there. When I do things that feel too easy, then it's like I do it and then I move on and then I want to do something else. But
hmm
if I have something challenging me, I can stay there longer until I fully decipher it. So right now, my goal, is specifically with Portuguese, is that I want to know enough not only to have a social life over there and like me approaching strangers and people down the street, but I want to be able to at some point. I don't know if I'll be able to do it within this year. It might take me 2 years or more, but like I would like to get to the point where I know enough that I can even make jokes. Like I can even do stand up comedy in Portuguese.
yeah, yeah.
That's to the point that I want to get it. And to get to that point,
That's
huh,
a skill.
that's a challenge. But I like it because it motivates me. I'm like, yeah, I
Yeah,
need something for me to like really challenge me to like actually do it. Just the girls is not enough.
right.
Uh, that's good, and you can only have so many conversations. But I want to, yeah, I want to like really learn as much of that culture as possible because the more I'm finding out about the culture in Brazil, the more I'm like, yo, this is my people, bro. Like
Yeah,
they're all about, specifically in Rio, and that, well, there's different parts. That's the thing about Brazil. It's like everything is so different.
right.
Even in Puerto Rico, I've noticed that some people from the people from the south are not the same from the people in the north, and the people from the east are not the same from the people in the west. Like everything has like its own different subculture.
Culture. Yeah,
How people are like on the west side of Puerto Rico, people are more like lean more towards like the surfer community,
yeah. Right.
and the people on the north, they're more like the city folks, business folks, more
Yeah,
downtown. The east people are more like the boat life. If you're all about the boat life, that's how it is here in PR. And then on the south, it's more like, you chilling, but it's more like the south and the center. I would say it's more like very very like monotony life type of thing. Like you have fun here and there, you drink your beers, but it's very monotonous of a
yeah,
life.
yeah,
Um, and same thing in Brazil, like in Rio, for example. That's the place I'm gravitating towards the most right now. People value exercise and fitness, and that's the reason. Like women and men, they're very showy with their bodies.
hmm
Like men wear speedos, and like women are always like in bikinis, where they have the tan lines and all that stuff because it's a sense of pride.
right,
They like to show it off because they work it, and most of it is natural.
right.
Versus like in other places like Colombia, for example, a lot is fake.
Yeah,
So yeah, I've just been like, yeah, I'm excited. I'm like, oh, I can't wait. Like my head is like, I want to get on a plane right now. But
yeah.
I got lots to do
So
before.
when are you thinking like you're gonna make a trip over there?
Oh, for sure in July.
July.
Well, for sure I'm going on a trip in July. That I'm going specifically to Brazil is a whole different story.
Mm.
Because I'm gonna go to Colombia and I'm gonna go to Brazil. I I feel already based on, because literally I've been doing research every day.
Yeah,
Um, from the research that I've been finding, I feel like I'm gonna have way more fun in Brazil than in Colombia. Like Colombia is gonna be fun, don't get me wrong,
yeah.
but I feel it's going to get boring faster.
Hmm.
Versus Brazil, there's a challenge of the language, which I don't know. In Colombia, I know Spanish already.
Right.
So there's a challenge of the language. There's a challenge of like uh, just feeling like, I don't know, if you are in a place, I think really it's the language thing, because if you're in a place where you speak the language, it's easy to navigate. You can just, hey, blah 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 blah. okay, it's over there or whatever it is. Versus like if I'm in a place where like literally like, bro, I'm like struggling to talk to you and stuff like that. I think that at least for me at this moment, I don't know, it sounds more fun.
Right.
I wanna do challenging things. I don't wanna do easy shit. Uh,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, that really takes like a new language. It takes a lot of dedication. I mean, I've done like the listening to podcast thing, but for me, it's like the consistency. You know, that's what really seals the deal. And also practicing it. You know, if you're taking in all this information and you don't practice it, like you just, I don't know, you probably don't pick it up as well. Have you found like somebody to? Have you met somebody who you can practice with, or?
So what I've been doing, and this is actually something I really recommend everybody to do, and it's I don't know, it's like I feel, it's so weird how all this feels. It's the first time I'm doing it, but at the same time, it feels very familiar. It
Mm,
doesn't feel like this is my first time doing it. Because I was thinking back of like, how did I learn English? Because my first language is Spanish.
yeah.
That's the first language I learned. And
Right.
English, I learned not because of TV and not because of school. I learned it because of watching a lot of American television.
Yeah.
And like I was obsessed with American TV.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I just like going through all those things. I'm like, okay, so how do you learn a new language? And because I'm like, okay, my goal is I want to at one point, my goal is like every 10 years, I guess, learn a new language.
Mm,
And by the age of 50, I would like to learn five. That's my top. Like I always want to get to five. If I
right.
get to five, I'm blessed. So I was like, okay, Portuguese is not as hard in the sense of like I know Spanish, but how can I really learn it? So I started like looking for movies, and I'm like, okay, there's not like a lot of movies like that, and a lot of them like have the theme of violence and guns, and I don't want to see those type of movies right now.
Yeah.
'Cause I just don't want to put those images in my subconscious,
Right.
and and then I'm like, okay, there's podcasts. Oh, okay, there's YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, there's even porn. It's like in Portuguese.
What?
Legit, I just went like I'm gonna submerge myself like fully in it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like even if I dabble into it, I'm like it's gotta be in
It's like
Portuguese.
going all in.
All in, bro, going full in. uh,
Hey,
and then
you probably pick up some good things, like to some bedrooms kind of words just from
yeah,
watching that.
'cause they got subtitles, so I do pick up a few things. And then what I started doing it was infiltrating communities.
Mm,
So I think honestly, if I have to say anything, would be like to fully submerge yourself in every capacity you can. The community aspect, I think, is the best, especially for travel, because you get the shortcuts quicker. For
right.
example, I'm on a group that's a bunch of black men from America that created they had a WhatsApp group, but they realized that in the WhatsApp group people ask the same questions, especially people coming in
Mm,
into the WhatsApp group, and sometimes you got to scroll up to find those answers. So constantly you get people kind of answering the same questions. So
yeah.
what it is, they created this app, and I sent an email to one of the guys that's organizing the thing, and he just added me on, and now people are there, and literally it's like it's breaking down in different rooms. Like one is like where to start, another one's like men's room because they all talk about like prostitutes and all sorts of things, and there's other rooms that like people are just like giving all this information.
Yeah.
And in Brazil, I just put on Facebook like people traveling to Brazil or like Americans to Brazil, whatever it is. And I just requested a few pages, and a few already let me in. I'm waiting on a few others. And there's people like literally talking about this stuff.
Mm,
There's even one that is about this one dude that I thought he was like a pickup guy, but he turns out to not. It's just the majority of his videos is about traveling places and picking up women, but he's not a pickup guy. He's like a financial guy. He just uses that to kind of lure clients in
People
because
in, yeah.
yeah, because he gets like mad views because of it, and then he just pitches his thing,
Yeah.
his courses or whatever. But like that guy, he has a Facebook group, and like out there, there's a lot of people that are like I see them and they're like asking like, "Yo, how can you like travel to all these places and like make so like how do you make money and like all this stuff?" And people break down there like crypto. They talk about stocks. They talk about all this stuff, and I love this that I'm infiltrating all these little communities, and I'm just literally like I don't even interact as much as I should. Like if I was interacting even more, bro, I would be making connections and all sorts of things. But I'm just literally right now. I'm just listening,
Yeah.
like to every conversation I can. If I had, bro, if I had an iPhone right now and I had Clubhouse, forget about it. Forget about it. Because already with the just the rooms and the places that I so here's I feel it's been like the ultimate secret for me. So I think the thing that really changed my life was Thrive. And the
Mm.
reason I say that is because for the first time in my life, I was in a place where I felt, even though there were people there that, of course, had like so much more money than me, I felt like that in that environment, the playing field was even.
Right.
Is if we were all getting suckered in, we were all getting suckered in. You know, if
Yeah.
whatever it was, we were all there. And going multiple times, which I hope this next one is the last one, really, because I'm like I'm good. Uh, the like I realized that like just getting access to the information
Mm-hmm.
is all you need, and once you ask the right questions of the things you actually want and desire, the world opens up for you. It's just like we're not asking the specific questions.
Right.
Like you can get 10K if you ask, how do I get 10K? Or how, where can I get there? But then when you get the 10K, why are you complaining that you don't have 100? If
Right.
you ask the 10K question.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I feel like that's what has been happening to me as of late. But I'm like, holy shit. Like I went from zero to here, like real quick, real fucking quick.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm selling myself short by just going like, oh yeah, I just want to like get six figures. Now I'm like, no, I should like, be asking for like,
8 and 9 figures.
yeah,
Yeah, man. I agree with that because it's like, you know, you kind of in a way attract what you're asking for. You know, it's like,
yeah,
and sometimes you have to overshoot it too because like what I've been doing every year is like I make a goals list, and like throughout the year I try and do it like in December, like November, December. I start saying, okay, what do I want to accomplish next year? And like I do it in categories. So financial, including all business, personal health, family, whatever, friendships. Like who are the people that I need to, what connections do I need to make? Who are the connections that I want to continue building relationships with? So it's kind of like a full analysis of my life, and I noticed that like I've been getting ahead in business, but not as much as I probably should. And I think it's because I'm not asking enough. you know, like
yeah.
I put on like last year. I think I was like I wanted to do 6 flips or something, and like I didn't hit 6 flips, but I hit half of that. You know, so
Mm.
it's like okay, well maybe I need to whatever I actually want to get, I need to start thinking in the mindset of like at least double that. You know.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's got to be something to that.
Yeah. With me, it's been that I'm like, So when I came to Puerto Rico, I was like, I'm gonna be like a turtle,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna do things my pace, my way, slow and steady, and we'll win the race. Because it's not just a race, it's a marathon.
Right.
And all of a sudden, I mean, experience wise, my life's been like,
All of it.
but opportunity wise, even more. It's been crazy. But literally, I've been seeing like from left and right and left and right. And the only issue I had is like I need more cash flow in order to like throw to these different opportunities that are getting in front of my face. And these are opportunities that I'm talking about that in a way, I mean, in a way, I know in the long run, I'm doing the right thing. But I
Right.
do see some kids that I'm following, and they literally went from 10K to 100K in like less than 90 days.
Yeah.
It makes me feel stupid sometimes.
Oh yeah. For
It
sure.
hurts my feelings just a little bit.
Yeah.
That I'm like, shit, I got more than that.
Yeah. I'm
like,
like 10 years older than these guys, and they're making more money than me.
like I could have thrown
Yeah.
way more than 10K, and all he had was 10K.
Yeah.
And this dude put, he put, I'm starting my account with 10K, and I promise you that by the end of 2021, there's gonna be over $1 million in this account. He
Oh,
put that out there, bro, like that. And
yeah.
literally in less than 90 days, this dude is over 100K already.
What?
Yeah. And it was all his particular case was OTC. So
Oh,
he's been playing the pennies. And
yeah.
I'm like, I'm over here stuck with large caps, thinking about my long-term future while all these kids are flipping money in front of my face.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. I've been hearing so much stuff like Alex Beckler, whatever his name is.
oh yeah, the NFTs.
Yeah, he's been talking about that a lot. I'm like, man, I haven't done that, but he had a
So,
good point. He's like, yeah, don't invest on anything that's like already been hyped.
oh
Um,
yeah, yeah. You don't want, yeah. Why would you buy like what would you buy an NFT that's worth thousands of dollars
yeah,
with the hope that someone will buy it and you can flip it?
yeah,
Uh, what happens if nobody wants it?
exactly.
You just got stuck with that. You just got caught holding the bag.
Yeah,
But there's people that are flipping. It just depends. It really depends. For me personally, when it comes to the NFT game, um, I think if I do get in the game, which I feel I'm going to,
yeah.
um, the only games that I will play will be primarily I would be an actual NFT maker.
Oh, okay.
That's how I personally would start, because if NFTs, based on what I know and what I've learned about them, are the way they supposedly are and they stay that way, they don't change the rules all of a sudden and make it a different thing.
Right.
I feel like I have extremely creative ideas
Oh, yeah.
to create really cool NFTs. Uh, and then the second thing I will do is, buy a few that I feel are undervalued. Like I would see it as a stock market, but I would instead of doing growth stocks, I would do growth stocks that I feel are severely undervalued, basically. Like I would just buy art that I think is like, oh, this is really cool. There's only like one of these, and it could possibly go up in value in the future. But I wouldn't buy an NFT for like fucking 15,000. I wouldn't do something crazy like that. I would just buy them for like $5, 15
Right.
bucks, $50, if
Right.
anything. That's about it.
You wouldn't buy a thick Pikachu?
Nah, nah. I could do those. I can do those in Photoshop.
Yeah, that's what he was. He was talking about buying like thick Pokemons and cats, something cats.
Yeah, I'm saying like if dumb ideas like that, bro, like literally go up in value. I'm like, yo, I can grab the entire. I can grab everybody from The Office and make them thick.
Yeah,
Thick. I can,
Uh,
bro, I can grab the whole cast of Friends and make them black. You know,
right,
be like, you
right,
want some black friends?
Black friends. Oh my god. Yeah, it's really crazy. Like you know what you can put value on these days. I mean, I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's insane. Like right now, another NFT that's going bananas is basketball NFTs, right?
Yeah.
So there's Top Shot, I think it's called, and they're basically like basketball NFTs with like clips of like LeBron James dunking or some shit, and those
Right.
are going for crazy money. But it's
Right.
all that. It's all you do is it's literally what it is. So what is like Bitcoin and crypto? It's literally grabbing money that's already being digitized anyway, because people are not like only in like poor countries and stuff like that, they still transact with dollars. But like typically
Yeah.
everything's getting digitized. So the same thing is happening with trading cards. So you can think of NFTs as like it's literally a trading card, but
Right.
it's not digitized. And instead of having a regular ass Pikachu, that's boring. Now you get a thick one, and all of a sudden, you know,
It's
what about
worth
to get what about to get a bulimic Pikachu?
yeah.
You know, or anorexic Squirtle. But you know, like it's just like, yo,
Anorexic Squirtle.
it's
Yeah, like
literally,
sexy Squirtle.
yeah, just be creative, be funny, and bro, you won. That's the reason I'm saying if I were to do this, I will
You would
start as a
make
creator because
yeah.
I will make hella bank. But I need to figure out how the hell you do all this stuff, and
So what
yeah.
is it that makes it the value? Is it because there's only like one of them, one digital creation of it, or
Well, it depends. So when it comes to like Logan Paul, for example, it's his influence. He
right?
has an audience. So when you have an audience, you can basically monetize anything.
Yeah.
Um, but for like people like you and me, for example, that we don't necessarily brand ourselves like that. We don't have a specific audience of millions of people. Then what people value is just the rarity of it. So it's the same way as like
Yeah.
if you see some cool background or a wallpaper, or when you see something that's striking, it's almost it's the same way. Just to give it even more context, the same way you look at a woman, bro. Like
Mhm.
if like right now, I'm very attracted, like I said, to like Brazilian women, just
Yeah.
because they're so diverse. Like
Yeah.
it's just like a mixture of the world. It's just like right
Yeah. Yeah.
there. Everything, from Japanese to like African American to all sorts and kinds of women besides that. But it's the same way that when a woman catches your eyes because of something, whether it's her look, her eyes, her mouth, whatever it is, something told you, hey, she's pretty, I
Exactly.
like her, whatever. Maybe someone you like is not the same person I would like.
Right.
That happens a lot. Friends of mine are like attractive women, and I'm like, yeah, I don't like her. She's alright, but whatever.
Right,
So
that's all
same,
you, bro.
yeah, so same thing. And I'm sorry to like, kind of in a way, this seems like I'm objectifying women, but it's not. Basically, like it's the same thing with an NFT in the sense of like, if you see value in it, if you see beauty in it, then it holds a specific beauty and values on the eye of the beholder. So if you and a group of other people like it, then you guys can be auctioning and bidding off each other. And that's what it is. And at the end of the day, what the thing that gives it value is people at the end of the
Exactly.
day. So whether it's very valuable to you and for other people they don't give a fuck about, that's different. But right now, digital art is popping. It's gonna continue to pop. I don't think this is going anywhere anytime soon. I think the frenzy is just beginning.
Yeah.
And yeah, and the people are gonna benefit from this. That the people are getting on this early, especially since there's apparently like it seems like there's no restrictions. Because if there's people literally doing thick Pokemons, That means, bro, you can do Harry Potter, you can do Mickey Mouse,
Right.
you can do
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan, The Rock. You know, like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So,
But what's to prevent somebody from creating like just the same thing or like ripping it off?
so that's the other argument. So that's something that apparently is happening in the NFT market. Is that
Yeah.
people are just straight up ripping off and stuff, and that I mean, you know, that happens everywhere. But it's all about building a reputation. Like Banksy built a reputation and all those
Right.
people. So you as a digital artist create a name, like people like your shit. You build that influence. The same thing that happens over time. You know.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, man. I mean, it sounds like probably you have the right idea. Is just be the creator of those things and just instead of trying to catch the wave like that, sell the
Yeah,
shovel.
because
Whatever
yeah,
it
because
is.
I'm not interested on the like chasing as far as like grabbing something for the hopes of flipping it. I think that's you could get lucky, you can flip, you can make some money probably, but like I think the best thing you could do is enter the market as a trader. See how that does. Or if you spot, like I said, if you spot something that you think is very undervalued and you think that whether it's a short or a long period of time is going to go up in value, you could do that too. At the end, you're literally trading JPEGs and fucking GIFs and whatever that just have a fucking digital code.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, the same thing as like the same way you think of actual physical art. It's just everything's getting digitized now, and it has value. Like the people are putting value to it, so it's gonna continue. That it could go down, of course. Like I think these numbers are extremely inflated. People fucking making billions of dollars of a fucking thing.
With a digital photo.
But do I think that it's gonna go away? Hell no. People are still gonna buy dumb shit.
Yeah.
The consumerism
Like
mentality is here to stay. Like
like
literally,
that.
capitalism is built on that. Like they want people to be dumb and consumers and not
Yeah.
question a single thing. Just go and buy, motherfucker. And the more people go and buy, the more people thrive. And bro, every weekend, malls here, restaurants. Right now, I just went to San Juan just to get arepas for me to eat, and there was mad traffic going there, bro. Like I was like,
Uh,
where were all these people? They were all scared of the pandemic because they're all out, and
yeah.
they're all bro. They're all shopping. They're all buying stuff. Like that has not ceased.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, it's. I mean, over here in Texas, it's open, man. Yeah, people like in the gym here. I don't know about over by you. Do they make you wear a mask in the gym or no?
I mean, they do, but I do when I'm lifting, especially when I'm at the bar because it's in a corner. I do like put it a little bit down just so I can breathe properly.
Yeah.
Uh, and when I'm running, 'cause they have like separate things. I do that too, but they do make you wear it.
Right. Yeah. Here, you don't have to wear it inside the gym anymore.
I
I
can't
mean,
wait
you.
for that day, bro.
Yeah. They used to yell at you if you would bring it down, like you know, past your
Well,
nose.
yeah, here they won't yell at you. They will like if they see you because I mean you can like drink water and like put it down for a while. Like
Yeah.
yeah, it's not like they're gonna ring an alarm or something. Like, but if they do see you, like for example, if you're being like a person that's literally not following rules and not wearing it and just being like whatever, they're gonna come at you and be like, "Hey, can you please put your mask?" They do it politely. Like even today, when I was passing through Isla Verde, which is like a tourist trap zone here, and
Yeah.
I saw people wilding out, and the people wilding out are like these people from fucking Atlanta or Florida or wherever the fuck they come from. Are these like extremely aggressive African American people uh,
Mm.
that are just wilding out, bro. And those are like Those are the only people. The locals here are always like chill. The majority of the tourists too are pretty chill. But just like when
Yeah.
I see people wilding out, is literally like the super like stereotypical. I I'm broke. I'm probably broke where I'm from, but like out here, I came to wild out.
Fall out. Yeah.
Yeah, and they come and act up all stupid.
That's funny. Um, that's crazy, man. Um, dude, I don't know if you wanna jump on a call a little later tonight. To finish catching or
So I mean, depends how late.
yeah. Wait, are you doing a show tonight or what? What do you have a show tonight or no? Like
No,
another
no, no,
recording?
no. I'm just home. I'm eating. I'm watching. Hilariously enough, I'm watching over there. This girl literally talking about charts in the stock market.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
I'm supposed to be studying for not Portuguese, but for my because I got these courses
Hmm.
for making courses.
About making
Because
courses.
yeah, because this week I'm heavily working primarily on the course side of things, and then I'm working on Oye because
Yeah.
uh, I'm supposed to get my computer tomorrow.
Okay.
Uh,
Nice.
yeah, yeah, so yeah, pretty much I'll be here. Just hit me up. Hopefully, it's not extremely late. Uh,
All
but
right.
yeah,
Sounds good, bro.
good day. But regardless, tell people where they can find you and all that good stuff.
Yeah, you could check me out, even though I'm not as active, but I'm gonna start getting more active and putting some more real estate stuff out there. It's just underscore at underscore George ASMAR. That's Instagram. It's the best place to find me.
Boom, there you go. Me is at comedian retired on Twitter. On Instagram, it's at Steve Does TV. I'm not active there, but I'll be when I'm in Brazil. You know what I'm saying? Uh,
Hey,
for George and me, Steve, we'll catch you next time. Peace.